And you know what? I can't explain. I think it has to do with the power of his voice along with the powerful instruments. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Jimi Hendrix on that song. If I'm not mistaken, I probably am. But I think it's Jimi Hendrix, right? I don't know. It might be. But hello, motherfuckers. Welcome back to my motherfucking channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Michael Jackson's best songs thus far in his career. I am just finishing up with the Dangerous era. Next weekend is going to be that era recap, and I might do something from that era next weekend as well. So yeah, we're pretty far in Michael's career. I mean, we've got through all of his albums are pretty main because it's pretty hard to pick what's his best album, but as of like his main albums, we've got through some of them. So it's kind of hard. It was kind of hard figuring out this list. I'm going to do the top 10 his best songs. In my opinion, by the way, I should say that this is my opinion, and that is a perfect segue into the question of the day. And the question of the day to you guys is, what is your top 10 favorite Michael Jackson songs? Like I just said, like he has so many, and it was so hard to pick, very beyond hard to pick which songs I wanted to put in this list, girl. So let's get into this. Number 10 is Man in the Mirror. Such a beautiful, moving, and uplifting song, you know. But at the same time, it had that sad kind of feel, but it wasn't really yeah, okay, I guess I can say it was sad, it was uplifting, it was like bittersweet kind of feel. And I really enjoy those kind of songs from Michael, ones that he's like getting in touch with himself and just singing like he just doesn't care. I fucking absolutely love that. By the way, this list is going to be, there's going to be, all these songs that are on this list are all my favorite songs. Like, I love these songs by Michael Jackson. But I did kind of want to put some songs in there that were more popular just because they're popular, and I want to talk about that. So, the next song is Speed Demon. Number 9 is Speed Demon. For some reason, I find myself singing this chorus just throughout random parts of my day. Speed Demon, like in my head, I'll just be like, no one, me, Speed Demon. Like that's literally how it is all day. But this song has an amazing video, and it's just fun, you know. It's one of those fun songs. This is a song that it's not as popular as, you know, Beat It or Billie Jean or Thriller or whatever, but it stood out to me. That's why I put it here, you know. Next song is Who Is It? Oh my god. This song embodies so many, like, there's people out in that hallway being loud as fuck. I'm sorry. There's something about this song. Like, there's so many sounds to it. Like R&B. It's a well mixture of songs, but you know, rock, pop, R&B, but I think it's called Jack Swing, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people were telling me that's what the Dangerous album was. It was Jack Swing, and I was like, oh shit. And then I never heard, you know, the Jack Swing style, but I'm glad I got to experience it, because Who Is It ended up being one of my favorite songs of all time. It's so unique, and it sounds just so good. Like, it's a perfect song for the 90s vibe, okay? Let's just say that. The next song is, or number 7, is Liberian Girl, Bitch. When I first heard the song, somebody in the comments was like, I know when you hear Liberian Girl that it's going to be one of your favorite songs of all time. And I was like, well, let's see. And as soon as I pressed it, I heard it, heard that the girl's voice at the beginning singing. I still to this day don't even know what she says, but I like kind of mimic it. I'm not gonna sing it on camera because it's a little bit embarrassing. But ever since I heard that, I knew that I was like gonna fall in love with the entire Bad album, but not even just that. The entire song itself is so fucking beautiful. It's one of those songs where it's a very unique tone of voice, style of singing, and I feel like that is a song that just can't be touched, can't be outdone by nobody, and that's why I feel like nobody can cover that song as good as Michael Jackson. I mean, he didn't cover it, but nobody can sing that song as good as Michael Jackson. Period. The next song is number 6, Rock With You. This is a song where it really defined or shaped Michael's early career, okay? He took this sound and made it his own. Disco, 80s, but it wasn't even the 80s yet because this album came out in 1979, if I'm not mistaken. It had that disco, 70s, but a little bit of 80s. He was the leader of what the next generation of pop and, music was going to sound like as a whole. And he had a lot to do with it, especially with Rock With You. That's one of the smoothest songs I have ever heard in my fucking life. It's just so, like, soothing on the ears, and it's a great song to vibe out to and like get high and stuff. I love that song so fucking much. Like I said, this song was huge, not just for him but for the music industry as well. There's so many things I can say about it. So many things. And the video, like I said, the smoothness comes from that video. Him just like rocking around in his shiny little tracksuit with his socks on and his shoes buckled, like, come on, king, like we stand Michael Jackson. So many people wish they would have thought of that first. Facts. The next song is and might be his most well-known song, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Thriller. Okay, Thriller. But besides, like, Halloween-themed kind of songs, this song is no doubt his most well-known pop song, to say the least. Billie Jean. Billie Jean is number 5. This song is another song that really propelled him, like, to a different level in his career. And I feel like this was, like, one of the first songs that really did that. All of his, he's been, literally the king of soul since he was born. Like, 5 years old is when he got into the music industry. And when he ended up releasing this song, he was in his 20s? So, I'm not saying that this song invented Michael Jackson whatsoever. But this song opened up his, how do I say it? His fan base, kind of. Like, he drew in more fans with this style of music because this Billie Jean is one of the greatest pop songs of all time. It's genius. From the catchy chorus to the soothing vocals to the video, everything about Billie Jean is perfect. That is perfection. Never will be touched. One of the greatest pop songs by a male pop artist of all time. Not even that. Out of everybody, this is one of the greatest pop songs of all time. I do not care. Do not argue with me. The next song is Come Together. Even though this is a cover, it's one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs of all time. Like, I love the Beatles version. I react to it. But I truly think Michael gave this song a life. He gave it soul. And that's not taking away anything from the Beatles version, because the Beatles version is the original, it's what Michael was inspired by. But he took the song, flipped it, and almost made it his own. And I absolutely love that. I think it's one of the greatest pop, rock, R&B crossovers of all time, covers of all time. Like, truly. I'm also making a video of the best covers of all time very soon, probably in February sometime, because there's some more covers that I have to like react to. But nonetheless, this is going to be in that video. Okay, I just love this song way too much. The next song, and number 3, is Dirty Diana. Dirty Diana it's one of the first Michael Jackson songs I've ever heard in my life. I just remember hearing it when I was very young, like 9 years old. I remember being at my aunt's house, and it was around the time he died too. And I just heard it, and I was just like, wig. And then I heard it years later when I started doing his reactions again and seeing the video. And I don't think there's anything more perfect than that. This is one of his best songs. It's so unique and so ahead of its time. And it definitely has a classic, timeless sound to it. Effect on it, if I should say. I don't know. It's such a beautiful tone and like such a sexy vibe. And that's one of those songs that, you know, you can just like put on when you're like not feeling good, or like anxiety's going a little crazy, and you just put that on and you're just like, Dirty Diana, no, you know, like just vibe out to it. And that was my point in this list, was just songs that made me feel good, songs that I could just listen to and be like, you know. The next song is Human Nature. Okay, listen, the melody of this song alone could conquer Russia. Okay, like Michael Jackson was so great at creating and mastering songs. He definitely mastered his craft, to say the least. This song right here is so unique, and it has that Liberian Girl effect on it. Well, I guess Human Nature has the Liberian Girl has the Human Nature effect, because Human Nature came out first, right? Yeah. And this is a song. It can't be touched. It can't be outdone. It can't be outsang. Michael is the only voice that this song belongs to. Nobody else can do it, especially any males, period. And like I said, that melody is just, it's one of the greatest melodies of all time. Along with the lyrics, it's just so like mesmerizing. That's a good word to like, you know, hear it. Like, it's, how do you say it? It's like, it's good for the ears. Like, if you smell a smell that you like, or taste a taste that you like, this is a song that sounds good on the ears. That's all I can like describe it as, you know. The next song is Given to Me. Beyond original, very overwhelmingly, like, way too much emotion. No, not way too much. I shouldn't have said that. It's a perfect amount of emotion. But the emotion is so overwhelming that it's just like, when I first heard that song, I couldn't believe it was real. I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't believe nothing. Like, the lyrics to that song, I think it's one of the greatest songs ever written, if I'm being honest. This is one of my favorite songs of all time. Seriously. I can't believe I was going so long in my life without knowing that song existed. Along with that video, it's perfect. It's, again, perfect. Michael is a perfectionist, and he made sure all of his work was timeless, classic, and this was one of those things. The raw talent alone in his voice, like, I can't even explain it. It's so underrated. Given to Me is one of the greatest songs of all time. I can't explain why. It's just, when I hear that song, it takes me over. And you know what? I can't explain. I think it has to do with the power of his voice, along with the powerful instruments. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Jimi Hendrix on that song. If I'm not mistaken, I probably am. But I think it's Jimi Hendrix, right? I don't know. It might be. But either way, the powerfulness of the lyrics, along with the powerfulness of the guitar and all the instruments in the background, is what made that song great. And I think it's one of a kind. It's a moment in history that more people need to pay attention to, because that is an amazing song. But I guess that's it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And let me know what your top 10 is of your favorite Michael Jackson song, if you can pick, because it was very hard picking. But bye, motherfuckers.